that have been involved in any type of direct sales, network marketing, or anything that looks like it. Somebody actually, it's funny, a kid today sent me an instant messenger in Spanish of all that, and I give him credit because he's a hustler. He gave it really. He's probably gonna show me something. He doesn't want to tell me the name, Ron, right? He doesn't want to tell me the name of what he wants to show me, which I already see it coming, right? But you know, the fun part about this is that we can be full transparent about what Trunited is. We can tell the name up front, and we can show them the reasons why the business and the vehicle is one that you will not want to miss participating in going into 2020 and beyond. So, Ron, you wanna give people a couple of words, maybe a little intro?
You bet. We're just in an incredibly unique time in the history of this country and the world, in that so many people now understand and realize that they need to do something else beyond simply what they do on their day-to-day. You know, the day-to-day job for the vast majority of the people out there in the world barely pays the bills, right? For those that are more fortunate than that have higher paying jobs, yes, they are paying the bills, but they have the other dilemma, which I shared in my all entrepreneurs and people that are working in sales and different things like this. You don't have a life.
Yeah.
Your workload is extreme. Most people, especially now with daylight savings time, has disappeared on us. With daylight losing time, you go to the work in the dark, you come home in the dark, you kiss your kids goodnight, and that's about it. So all to chase the dollar and quote the American dream. So there has to be a better solution. There has to be something that, we're in the gig economy now. Everybody's looking for another solution they can load onto an already overloaded plate. You know, most couples are working at least 2 jobs, if not 2 jobs apiece, to try to make things work. So we believe that with Trunited, we have a vehicle that not only can fit in a very relatively small amount of time required to build this, but the simple fact that they don't have to risk their finances to find out if they can be successful owning their own business. And we've got a lot more to add to that, Carlos, certainly. But for me, that is a major, major piece and advantage that we need to make sure that people know about it.
Big time, Ron. And I thought about this before the month started, and I thought about, look, November is going to be a huge month because it's the month before really finishing the year and going into 2020. So no excuses November is what I'm calling it. And I think that once people are equipped with some of the information from this call, and of course, to this, you have to add your passion. To this, you have to add your heart. You have to add your smile. You have to add your secret sauce, in my opinion, which is no other than your belief. Because when you share something with a high belief level, then it becomes interesting to the other person. It becomes alive to the other person. You could be sharing the best thing ever, but if you don't do it with belief, then the other person is not going to feel it. The other person is not going to see the value in it, and you're not going to create the attention that is needed for this to penetrate, in my opinion, the preconceptions and the baggage that a lot of people already have, right? To participate in something that they think they already know about. And that's the biggest struggle, in my opinion, is most people that you encounter out there think that they already know what this is, right? And this is why I thought about giving them the 7 reasons why Trunited is different, why Trunited is the disruptor, why Trunited is not the same as your mom and dad's or your grandpa and grandma's network marketing company. Very, very different. Okay? Yeah. So reason number 1, it's free, right? It's free to join. It's free materials. It's free information, free tools. we will never charge for materials and tools in Trunited. And it will always be free for you to join. So when have you run into a business that has no startup cost, right? That in itself is disrupting. I mean, you can tell us a little bit, Ron, about what you've seen in your lifetime, but every single business that I know other than Trunited requires an investment to get started with.
Yeah. Well, in my prior company, to get started, we had to spend over $100 to get a quote starter package. And then we had an annual renewal fee that was $50. That's probably about the lowest I know in the industry. Most other companies, you have starter packs for people to just get involved. It's in the hundreds of dollars. And in some cases, if you don't like that starter package, they have the executive starter package, and now you're spending over $1,000 or whatever the number is. I've heard some as high as $5,000 and $10,000 to get started. So when you have those kinds of startup costs, and a lot of them charge for training materials and all these kinds of things and monthly overhead expenses, in addition to that, now you've got some real risk in case you don't quite have the success that everybody says you're going to have. And that's a huge, huge barrier for most people.
Yes. And here's what the amazing thing about free, that, there's a whole industry out there, and every single other business is preying on people, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because the money is generated. I mean, I wish I could see some of the balance sheets and profit and loss statements of some of these companies, but the vast majority of money that these companies are making is on these starter packages, on the $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 starter packages. A guy yesterday from the Spanish group called me because he attended an informational seminar, right? And he spent $500 to go to the second level information seminar. And I told him, hey, buddy, what they're going to do in that second seminar is they're going to try to upsell you to something bigger, right? And yesterday at 9 o'clock at night, he calls me, and I'm like, okay, he's calling because confirmed my suspicion, right? Because this was on the weekend. The biggest package they were trying to sell him was $30,000. Okay, $30,000, and they were even talking to them about, do you have equity in your home in case you don't have the money to afford this, right?
Oh wow.
Right. So guys, there's a whole industry out there preying on people. This is free. This is absolutely free. No starter packages. The only way you participate is with your own consumption. So buy some Vengo, drink it. That's your spend right there. So there's really nothing for you to buy. There's no materials for you to buy. There's no marketing systems for you to buy. There's nothing hidden behind the curtain. The opportunity is free. So we need to tell people the value of free. It is really amazing. Reason number 2, right?
Real quick, Carlos, I have a
Go ahead.
personal story with my daughter and son-in-law. They joined a company, network marketing company, and they were told that they needed to get the starter package, which was I remember as right around $400. After a few months, they weren't really having much success getting anybody else signed up for these starter packages, and so they got talked into buying the $1,000 executive package that would help them much more because it had much more training materials and everything else. And I didn't know about it because I certainly would have done everything I could to stop them if I could have, but they went ahead and purchased. And now they're out $1,400, and they've had virtually no success with this company, and very difficult, in my opinion, to have success with that company. But
exactly. I mean,
they're out there.
Look, if you're buying a McDonald's franchise, it's going to cost you quite a bit, right? But they pre-qualify you, they vet you, they put you through McDonald's University. So, it's a completely different situation. When you start a business and you are starting for free, the only thing you need is really the willingness to learn how to build and the willingness to participate so that you can show others to do the same.
Yep.
So reason number 2, guys, we have zero risk and unlimited potential upside. Zero risk whatsoever, right? What business, Ron, do you know where there's zero risk, but the upside is asymmetrical, right? It's unlimited. There's really no cap, no ceiling.
Business, no investment, nothing comes close. There's no comparison. There's nothing out there.
Right. So not even the stock market, not even Bitcoin, not even a traditional. I knew you were gonna laugh about that one. Not even a traditional franchise. None of those has potential unlimited upside and zero risk, right?
And that's a big reason that an awful lot of people are going to look at this very skeptically, as they will say, is the biggest objection I get, Carlos, when I share this with somebody is too good to be true.
Yeah.
And I follow that up with, no, it's even better than I'm sharing with you. I'm just giving you the highlights at this point, but that's the biggest challenge we face is people have been told so many things over the years that show them something that's absolutely no risk financially. You'll gamble some time to build this, but you're not going to be risking your finances to find out if you can, with our help, be successful in building this business.
Exactly right. Reason number 3, guys. We have the most generous plan in the industry, bar none. Bar none, right? We don't have high-paid executives. Ron, you and I don't make a salary. Mike Popovich doesn't make a salary. Dr. Nico doesn't make a salary. We make money the same way every single other member of Trunited makes their money, by building and connecting people and consuming our own products. I drink Vengo just like you do. I take Healthy Vita just like you do. And that's how we make our money, by connecting people, right?
Yes.
So that's a big one, because in every other company, if you understand business, the CEO, the executives are making big money, big money every single month at the expense of the money that could have been paid to the members, right? I mean, every single kid of the Amway family has a private jet, right? How many distributors do you know have a private jet? No one. Thank you. So, right? So that's really it. The beautiful thing about Trunited and how it was conceived is that we want it to be pure. We want it to be true. We want it to be transparent. And the only way to accomplish that is for us to be at the same level, in the same playing field as you are, right? Building this shoulder to shoulder, locking arms, so that people understand and know that, oh, you make the money the same way I do? Okay, that makes sense. I want to do this too, right?
Well,
and
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, is Dr. Nico's vision for it to be a level playing field for everybody, for the newest person that's getting started or somebody that's been here with us for a year or 2 or 3. You each come in at the same starting point that we all did.
Yep.
There's no advantage other than obviously time, and you've built your network to a larger level by now, but the profit point has the potential to be much higher as people move forward when they're joining, so the deal becomes even better for them. And by us not taking that third off the top to compensate stockholders and owners, that money that would have gone to that top of the pyramid instead goes out to all of the sales force, all the marketers of Trunited. So we are truly not a pyramid. We blew the top half, the top third of that thing away. So if somebody said, oh, that's some pyramid, I said, no, this is a revolutionary business model that's already disrupting the dental industry. And now you have the vision of what if we could disrupt all of commerce potentially with this business model.
And that's exactly what I was going. We have a point value that is based on profit. So the bigger this business gets and the more people participate, the more profit. It's just very simple math, common sense. And the more profit, the bigger the point value will be. So it's bound to increase. I mean, if you know anything about everything, as businesses grow and scale up and
Yes.
more people participate, costs stay relatively flat, right?
Yes.
The cost for me to fulfill 1,000 orders a day, it's not much more than to fulfill 10,000 orders a day, right? Because the biggest cost is the time of people. So this profitability, as it increases, it just blows up and balloons that point value. And if you understand our plan, and you don't have to know it all, the only thing you need to have is that all the profits are distributed to you, the member, right, in level of your participation. And number two, that you have a profit point that is bound to increase if you just build this. So, and I'll talk in point number 7 about the community and how that is so powerful in terms of what the profit point value will be in the future. So that is huge. No other company, guys, does this, okay? Number 4, it's a profit sharing model, which kind of goes along the way with the most generous plan in the industry, but I wanted to explode it in a separate point because no other company distributes 100% of their profit out to members, right? Do you know any other companies, Ron?
No, and in comparison, the company I was with before, I had to spend, just to get a bonus check, I had to spend over $300 just to get a 3% bonus check. So we don't have a minimum requirement. Somebody can, buy $10, $20, whatever, even if it generates just a point or two, and they're making over 20% on those points. It's a staggering rate of return on your spend. Nobody can compete with this business model. And as we scale up and as we grow and start expanding, not just across this country, but eventually across the globe, guys, you're going to be creating wealth for generations. Yes. And because we make money based on product only, moving through our businesses, and all these other companies make most of their money typically through training materials and all these other things, and by selling you packages, which put you at risk financially. So again, different philosophy and a business model that is really needed in today's economy and today's world.
And look, let's be real. The only time you get to participate in a company's profit is when you have invested to be an equity owner of that company, right? So Trunited is the only company that allows you to participate in the true profit of the company without having to own any equity in it, right? Yes. Because owning equity in something comes at a risk, right? Yes. You have to buy that equity and you have to sit on that equity and hopefully it will grow. Here, yes, you win just by participating and by sharing this with other people that eventually will share with other people and so forth and so on. So it is unique and disruptive by the mere way of how the profit pool works, right? And this is a key point as well, okay? Point number 5, which is big, and sometimes people also don't kind of grasp the whole concept about this. We have everyday products at everyday prices. Our products that we have on our platform are products that are sold on Amazon for the same or less in our platform than on Amazon, right? And this was something that we wanted to do from the beginning. This is by design, guys, because the reality is that the plans out there are so bloated, right? They are so bloated in favor of the executives and the corporate team that they have to sell you basically the same products that you would buy on Amazon and you would buy in the open market for 3 or 4 times the price. And in order to do that, they have to invent this magic story about how this product that, by the way, is being made at the same lab as the product that sells on Amazon, from the same ingredients and the same technology, nothing revolutionary or groundbreaking, right? But because they need to sell it 3 to 4 or 5 times more expensive, they need to create this beautiful story about how the product is magic and it helps you with all these ailments and it helps you with, looking 10 years beautiful and whatever, right? So really that is something that we from day one decided not to do. We're going to sell everyday products at everyday prices. What other company does this, Ron?
Well, there's none out there, and that's one of the biggest challenges for the industry in general is people don't want to sell somebody something. They're not typically good at it. But in all these other companies that have these inflated prices for their products, you have to sell. I mean, you have to convince somebody why this product costs 2, 3, 4 times what a comparable product in the marketplace might go for. And we battled that constantly in the company that I was with before. And it's all done to be able to drive the margins that the parent company has to have
Yep.
to fuel those jets, if you will.
There you go.
And our philosophy is we would rather take those monies and get them into your pockets as efficiently as a business model can possibly make it happen. And that's what we have our hands on.
Big time. No, and once enough people realize that is the case, and we start being published and talked about by big influencers out there,
Yes.
hold on, because people, I am convinced in my heart that Trunited is going to win prizes for generosity, for business ethics, for having integrity, to have a plan that every other greedy business person out there would think, oh my God, this is never going to work because you're giving away way too much money.
Yeah.
When they don't realize the more value you give to people, the bigger and better a business will be, because they'll be encouraged, motivated, inspired, and passionate about talking, and they will truly feel like it's theirs.
And all we need, guys, at this point, we just need to grow. We need to get our base expanded so that we can bring more and more Amazon products on board, because they're going to be banging on Carlos's door left and right, because the buzz is so strong in terms of how much money people are making through Trunited. How do I get on your platform? And we're not looking to cut any home run deals. And again, it's going to be very competitively priced in the marketplace. We're not going to have to justify why our prices are so much higher than anybody else. We'll let the market decide that, because we don't have a bloated salary base. We don't have overhead that the typical companies have to justify. We don't have debt. We don't need financing from the stock market. All these things that most of these companies have to engage in create great risk for the company itself, and also can put them at risk. We don't have these risk factors for us in general, which should make you feel very secure about putting your time and effort into building Trunited.
Yes.
Because we're debt-free, privately held. We don't need the stock market. We don't need debt financing. We're fully funded, and that will not change. So very, very secure foundation.
So you already blew my point number 6, which is yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is how connected we are. You start talking about number 6 before I get there, which is fine. And no, it's okay. So number 6, guys, we are a debt-free private company that, in my opinion, it's unsellable, right? It's unsellable.
Yes.
Because every other executive that is starting a network marketing company out there wants to exit. They really do. When they start the business, they're already thinking about their exit. How many millions am I going to exit this with? Who am I going to sell this to in a few years, right? And many of them, if you look around, have been converted from a direct sales company to a direct-to-consumer company, which leaves all the distributors and all the people that work super hard to build it with
Yes.
nothing, right? With nothing. In our case, it's debt free, it's private. We don't have investors breathing down our neck asking, where's my distributions? Where's my profits? Where's this? Where's that? Right? We're free to make the right decisions with the members in mind. With the members in mind, right? And this is something very unique because we have that important factor that many people right now that are successful in this industry are worried about. In fact, I've been asked so many times, and I will repeat this until I'm blue in the face. This is not a company that will build it and sell. This is a company that is debt free, because some people worry, naturally so, after seeing so many of these companies either fail or be sold and then left with nothing after building for years. Is like, is this one of those, right? But in our case, guys, we are debt free. Dr. Nico can fund this for 100 years if we need to, right? He doesn't need Trunited to make money. And that should make you very, very happy, right? Very, very happy. Because that means that this is a love project for him, that this is a passion project for him, that this is what I think he will be remembered for in the history books of business. Yes, he'll be remembered for disrupting the dental industry, but more so for disrupting an industry that along the way became really greedy, became really really not about the people that are building, that are the ones that are putting their sweat equity out there and their effort, but more so about who's the smartest CEO that can persuade them long enough to build for them and then get the hell out of there, right? So that's just my humble opinion about this. Ron, anything else about this one?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to bring out a name here that some of you may know of. I'm going to just toss this out because it's been in the news a lot here in the last 12, 24 months. Herbalife was under attack from a short seller in the market. Short seller is somebody who makes money by driving your stock price lower. And he was doing everything in his power to pretty much put them out of business. I mean, that was his goal. He's a multi-billionaire. Why would you want to be associated with a company that is a publicly traded stock behind it?
Yep.
Okay. You have risk that you have no idea of. And you really don't understand the risk factors that come into play when you go public. And the corporation, of course, will put a nice spin on it and tell you, oh, we're publicly traded. Look how valuable we are and everything else. No, the value comes in what we can deliver to your bank account.
Yes.
That's the value. Everything else, jets and all these other things, are taken
Smoke and
away
mirrors, man.
that could have gone into your bank
Yes.
account.
Everything else is smoke and mirrors.
And
That's what it is.
All the glamour of the corporation and the big C-suites and all this sort of stuff, all those monies could have gone into your bank account.
Yes.
Instead of the bloated corporate structure that comes with, especially once you go public, but a lot of private companies are as well. So that's why a business model is needed. And I'm telling you, we have a very, very powerful story to tell.
Ron, in my opinion, the only reason these companies go public is to make the executives wealthy.
Well, it's their exit strategy.
Right? It is the only reason. It has absolute no value to the members for these companies to go public or be public.
Why not make your distributors wealthy and you share in the profit pool in the same pattern that they are, or in the same way that we do? Why not go get your wealth that way? It will take us longer to get there, but we're building a foundation has the ability to compound over time to gargantuan numbers for everybody.
Exactly.
It's revolutionary.
Exactly right. Last one, guys. I know you've been waiting for this one for a long time already. Number 7, my favorite number, right? So If there's any other things, it's okay. We can put them on a separate list. But I had to end this at number 7. And it's the community, guys. The people of Trunited. And because of 1 through 6, this business attracts only a certain kind of people. The people that are generous enough to look at your fellow man or woman and think about this. I want to go help him. I want to go help her be successful first. Sometimes even before I become successful. It is all about community. It is all about the people that this business attracts and that stay, to be honest with you. Because people that are not in tune with that philosophy of giving, just like Dr. Nico created this with that philosophy and that heart of giving, you know what happens to those guys? It's not a good fit. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them anxious because they're like, oh my God, I'm not making my money, right? This is not fast enough. This is not what I thought it would be. When the reality of business is that it takes time to build something big. It takes time to build something that lasts.
Yes.
It takes time to build something that will provide for you, for your family, and possibly even for your future generations. And to do it as a team, it's even more fun. And this is where I was going with that point value, that because of the community of Trunited, because how our plan is built, it lends itself for collaboration and help between people that are not even connected in the org chart, tree, or however you want to call it, in the business. Because if somebody that is not in your line of sponsorship goes out there and kicks butt and really goes and performs, guess what? That is going to help you too. The point value is going to increase, is going to help you too. And this, I feel, will be a challenge for some because they're not used to help each other out. They want to create their own thing. They want to create their own materials. They want to put their own spiel on things when you don't need to. The only thing you need to do is go share with folks how great this business is and maybe even give them the 7 reasons and let them decide for themselves, right? And if they're a good fit, hey, I welcome you to my team. If you're not a good fit and you don't agree with some of these points, then man, good luck in your next adventure, whatever that is. But I guarantee you, there's plenty of people out there that when they see this, they will fall in love. Absolutely fall in love with the model, and give them a little bit of time, they will fall in love with the people, and they will fall in love with the passion that this and the happiness that Trunited brings to their life. What do you think, Ron?
I see it so simply. I see it for the cost of a tank of gas. You can make an investment in Trunited. If you're spending $50, where else in the world could you turn that into potentially tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars of income? How simple could it possibly be? And all you're really looking for is like-minded individuals, especially the ones that have a heart for helping people and help them first. But guys, you've got such a unique vehicle in your laps. I know it's going to be very difficult for the new person to fully grasp how amazing this is, because it is too good to be true. It's so much better than everything that we're even just covering here, because as this starts compounding for us and more companies start banging on our doors with growth, that, you know, we control our destiny. So let's make this coming year of 2020 the absolute explosion in Trunited that gets the attention of, I just want to make Dr. Nico so proud of everything that we're doing to thank him for what he has built and put together. And guys, I use baseball terms. Let's just knock the cover off the ball. Let's make this happen. Make the decision now. You know, no excuses. November. Let's
Yes,
screw
sir.
this thing up. And whatever your freedom goal is, whether it's more time, more money, please let us know what that is for you, because we need to link arms with you and go get this together.
Thanks so much, Ron. And look, guys, 7 reasons why Trunited is like nothing else in this industry.